Thanks for joining us this week on DezignWorks TV. We're going to be reviewing the new DezignWorks Pro Mesh for SolidWorks. In this example, we're going to talk about more of a prismatic style part. DezignWorks Pro Mesh can read in any OBJ or STL file from most industry standard lasers and scanners. So let's go up and build some features. So we're going to come here first. We're going to identify a plane on the top. So we can do this by our brush type, normal, or curvature. I'm going to go ahead and first show you the brush type. You simply can paint across the area. And I can turn on my adaptive features, and instead of just using where I picked, it'll look at the whole area to give me an overall view of the best fit for that plane. So we're going to select to go ahead and create a plane. And we'll show our accuracy analyzer. And we're holding tenths. So let's now show you how we constrain features. Let's turn on our adaptive painting for normal, and let's go in here and paint this area. Now, the cool thing is you can actually constrain your features. We're going to go ahead and say this plane is going to be the constraint. So when I build this feature, in this case a cone, it's going to be perpendicular to that plane. So I'm going to say build a cone. Accuracy analyzer is showing tenths. So instead of if you inspecting this part later in SolidWorks and checking, hey, why is this plane off 3 degrees, 6 degrees? We've added the functionality to constrain the mesh. Let's go ahead and repeat it. Let's do the cylinder area. Again, simply paint an area. And very similar to the parent-child relationship in SolidWorks, we'll pick the plane we want to constrain to, and we're going to say make a cylinder. And again, that's now perpendicular. We'll probably make a plane over here, one on the bottom to trim off. Let's go ahead and make this, let's make this cylinder here. We'll paint this in. And we'll make sure we get it painted in pretty good. And we'll go ahead and say make a cylinder. And we'll check that, and that's looking great. And we'll make one other area here. We'll make this plane. We'll use it to chop off this side. And then one on the bottom. So now we have enough geometry, we can build this model. So when we hit the green checkbox, it's going to write all these features right directly into SolidWorks. Put them right in the tree for you. These aren't imported surfaces or things like that. These are the features with all the sketches. So we're going to use our section tool to slice and get the profile. So we're going to first take and just move this little plane here in SolidWorks up inside the part. SolidWorks 101. And then I'm going to go ahead and hide some of these so they're not in our way. We'll come back and turn them on a little later. Notice all the features are written to the tree, all native features with sketches. So this tool here will allow to give me the profile of this outside of this mesh. So let's go ahead and use the mesh section tool, and we'll say lines and arcs, and we actually can even constrain it. You have the choice of lines and arcs, splines, or points. But the nice feature is I can constrain my lines. So I'm simply going to say pick that plane and slice it. Gives me a profile. So I'm going to go ahead and hide the mesh, and we'll come in here and do some work. So let's go ahead and actually edit this sketch. We can actually hide this plane for now. So let's edit this sketch. And I don't need this area here, so we use the selection tool, SolidWorks. And over here we need to do one thing. This is where that little slot was at. We're going to go ahead and add some constraints here, because it really wasn't tangent. If you'd seen the scan, it had some little jiggle area. So 90% of this is done. I can simply add a constraint. You learned this in SolidWorks basic modeling. And we'll add a constraint here to make that circle arc tangent. And then we'll go ahead and trim it. Very fast and efficient. chop this off. Get this one. Now we'll go ahead and extrude that. Let's turn some of our planes back on that are in our feature tree. We need these planes up here now, so we'll go ahead and we'll grab a couple of these. That's our angled one. We're going to need that one and that one. Turn those back on. Because we're going to go ahead and extrude that up to those planes. That'll give us our height of our profile. So we'll just say features, and we'll do an extrude. Again, as you can see, it's SolidWorks 101. Once you get the features in, it's fast and efficient. We'll simply say up to surface here, and we'll do the same on the bottom, up to surface here. There we've got our extrude. From this point, we can go ahead and actually finish cutting things off. There's a plane that needs cut off. Notice these features here are on near flush. Let's go ahead and pull those up a little bit. Notice they appear right in the tree. You say edit feature. All the information's there. I'm going to just pull them up just a little bit so it's above it, because we're going to use the combine tool. And I'm going to repeat it right here. Pull that up just a little bit because it's flush. Now we use the combine tool. And over here we go ahead and we could actually do the same thing here. We could grab this little piece and edit the feature and make it just a tad longer. We want to make sure it's clear in the part. Same way here, it's flush. Again, edit feature. You can pull it any way you want to do with it. You can do either direction, 1 or 2. As long as it's past it. SolidWorks 101 to cut it off. And we shouldn't have said merge. Let's edit that feature. We'll turn that merge off. We don't want to combine it. So now we're going to go ahead and simply remove this data. So let's come up here to DezignWorks toolbar, and we'll do a combine. This is our main body, and we want to subtract these features from our model. And we have one more item to take care of. We're going to turn that angled plane on. And all we have to do is make sure it's wider than our part. And we'll go ahead and use SolidWorks tools. Once we turn it back on, we'll show it. We'll come up and use the insert, and we'll do a cut with surface here. And we want to remove that outside piece. There's our angled piece. We'll go ahead and hide our planes. So you see how fast and efficient this is. Let's go ahead, we'll save our part. Let's go into our validation tool. And we'll see how close our features match our mesh. So we'll go back to the feature to mesh tool and surface to validate. We can just do the whole thing. Again, you can pick as many sides as you want. Manually or automatic, doesn't really care. And we'll say visualize errors. So now we're going to go into our error report, and you can see accuracy of all this. We're holding tenths. All the things we created are also perpendicular. Very fast and efficient. We can also go in here and use the measure tool. We can check. Remember we constrained this? it's going to show you 0. It's parallel. 2 selected items are parallel. That's because we added that constraint. Tune in next week for more of DezignWorks TV, and have a great day.